The first branch splintered at 5:57, a gunshot crack that ricocheted off Balmoral's granite courtyards and jolted a footman clean out of his Wellington boots. 30 seconds later the castle radios snarled with code Seagull read, "Severe weather escalation, visitors to be turned at the bridge, all hiking trails locked." Staff assembled like a well-oiled regiment, except this regiment's commanding officer was no muscle-hard sergeant, but King Charles III himself, hair still damp from an atypically restless night, tartan robe wrapped tight against chemotherapy shivers. Outside, storm florists clawed at the highlands with 90-mile gusts, lifting Scots pines as if they were corgi toys and hurling tantrums of sleet across glens that usually hum only with red stag breath. The estate had braved tempests before, but not with a cancer-frail monarch in residence, and every UK tabloid poised to pounce on hint of vulnerability. So at 6:11 Palace social media issued an unadorned decree, Balmoral closed. Do not travel. The bluntness felt almost UN royal, yet the stakes were bigger than tourism revenue or picnic selfies. They were about preventing a single fatal spindrift turning into Balmoral shame banner headlines. By noon, drone footage of toppled larches rolled across breakfast programs, and the BBC cut live to Aberdeenshire, where furious rain pixelated the lens. The public gasped at the violence, but royal watchers were busy reading between the pine needles. Would Charles abandon his recuperative retreat and return to Windsor? How would his immune-compromised system weather a power outage? Why had the palace remained silent beyond that terse tweet? Because behind stone walls another storm was already brewing, shaped not by cumulonimbus, but by a single missing definite article. Hours after florists choked Balmoral's driveways with debris, Buckingham Palace uploaded the day's court circular. Buried among routine lines on investitures and Colonel C rotations sat an innocuous sentence about the King's weekend appearance at the May Highland Games. He paid tribute to his grandmother, the Queen Mother. One phrase, innocent to the layman, radioactive to heraldic sticklers. For in the labyrinth of royal nomenclature, truncating Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, is tantamount to smudging the crown off a sovereign's cipher. Twitter armchair genealogists pounced instantly, screen-grabbing the slip before palace webmasters could whisper a correction. Inside the Privy Council office an emergency chat thread ignited. Some pleaded for a formal apology, others argued any acknowledgement would pour petrol on the meme fire. In the end the digital page simply refreshed, title restored, no footnote, no mea culpa. Too late, the screenshot was already trending under #TheMissingThe, jousting with #StormFloris for top spot on UK social charts. One glitch had morphed into evidence of administrative decay, and to more conspiratorial corners, an omen that the monarchy's legendary machinery was grinding down right when a new prince regent might be needed. Charles, briefed as wind rattled stained glass saints over his writing desk, felt the irony bite. The same estate that once protected Victoria's grief now sheltered a king forced to wage 3 wars at once, meteorological, medical and linguistic. He summoned senior aides to the library where Queen Elizabeth II's tartan thermos still rests on a shelf, issue a personal video message thanking staff, explaining closure, subtly nodding to precise language we hold dear. The palace communications guru argued exposure would invite questions about his cancer. The king reportedly snapped, "Silence breeds louder rumors than my voice ever will." The recording was live by tea time. Charles, seated beside a roaring fire, snuffed the Lagotto Romagnolo curled at his feet. In lilting, slightly breathless tones he spoke of gales fierce enough to remind us that both forests and facts can fall if untended. Public sentiment thawed. Complaints over refunded tickets turned into admiration for royal transparency. Yet even as his clip racked up 2 million views, another branch of crisis sprouted. Scottish Power warned an overnight grid failure could plunge the castle into darkness, jeopardizing medical refrigerators storing Charles's treatment vials. Generators roared to life. Naval engineers flown in from Fars Lane checked every fuse as though prepping a submarine. That night, candlelight flickered against tapestries while thunder rolled like Waterloo cannons. The monarch retired at 10:41, final briefing folder clutched like a shield. At dawn Tuesday, Floris limped east, leaving behind carpets of pine needles and one surreal image: a stag's head topiary ripped out by its antlers, now perched upside down beside the main gate like a pagan effigy. Social feeds loved it. Tabloids cropped it beneath captions: Floris crowns Balmoral with an antlered warning. But restoration crews were already chainsawing fallen trunks, the estate's ranger unit mapping damage with GPS accuracy. Charles insisted the great Scots pine, that crushed the south path, be milled into benches inscribed: Storm Floris, August 2025, from Fall comes renewal. Sawdust spiraled as therapy. While foresters worked, Buckingham's archivists launched Operation Pindrop, a forensic audit of every current website, pamphlet, and press brief to eradicate title shortcuts. Over 50 pages of historic content were corrected in 12 hours. A junior aide fainted from caffeine overload. Another joked they had rediscovered the monarchy's lost superpower, proofreading. Meanwhile, Republican columnists mocked the spectacle, dubbing the palace copy-edit kingdom. Yet even they conceded the speed of correction outperformed most government departments. All the while the king's health thread stitched every headline. Royal physicians released no bulletins, but local reporters noted a discreet convoy of NHS oncology vans arriving via the back gate. The palace neither confirmed nor denied infusion treatments, but allowed its camera crew to film Charles strolling, slowly but unaided, among broken branches, greeting estate staff by name. Visual proof of vitality trumped speculation. Betting markets quietly recalibrated abdication odds. By Wednesday, Balmoral's gates reopened to limited ticket holders. A new sign greeted them: Paths 7 and 9 closed pending arborist clearance. Please mind forestry teams. Thank you for respecting our resilience. Tourists snapped selfies beside fresh-cut tree rings, some counting age circles back to Victoria's reign. Local cafes overflowed again. One served a special typo tart iced with the word "the" in bold royal purple. The Queen Consort's press office, eager to turn regained goodwill into momentum, unveiled a charity fundraiser. Saplings grown from Storm Floris seeds, sold to support reforestation across flood-damaged areas of the UK. Buyers would receive a planting kit plus a fact sheet on correct royal titles, blending ecology with etiquette in one sly swipe at critics. Pre-orders crashed the site within the hour. Yet storm hangovers lingered. Insurance adjusters pegged Balmoral repairs at £1.1 million. Public accounts questioned why the sovereign grant couldn't absorb the hit instead of Scottish taxpayer levies. Another committee hearing looms. Meanwhile, the missing their activists now comb archival footage for any breach of royal nomenclature. One slip, and the cycle resets. Inside Buckingham Palace, a new plaque now adorns the comms bullpen: punctuation protects thrones. In Balmoral's study, Charles keeps his own reminder: the corrected court circular, laminated, taped above a carved motto he added under Victoria's crest: from storm and syntax, we learn. The weather will calm, the titles will settle, but the twin tempests of natural disruption and human oversight have etched fresh lines into the story of a centuries-old institution waging 21st-century battles. The monarchy survived Floris, it survived the missing the. What it cannot survive, Charles knows, is complacency, because in a digital age, the gust that topples a tree is the same force that topples trust. And so the king proofreads speeches, arborists prune high branches, and visitors tread Balmoral's revived lawns beneath skies that, at least for now, glimmer tartan blue. The throne steadies, the Highland air smells of damp soil and correction fluid. For a dynasty measured in millennia, even 48 chaotic hours can become a masterclass in adaptation. Protect the forests, protect the facts, and above all, keep the crown upright, one fallen pine, one steadfast heartbeat at a time.